And a very good morning, late tea time podders around the world. James and Dave with you as always. We missed you last week. Didn't quite work out last week, did it, DT? Because the timings and the events weren't quite suitable for a late tea time podcast. But the 2 weeks prior to that, we come off a little bit of success. We had Wyndham Clark in the last tournament. Did very well for us, came third, tied third, landed as an each way spot. So we're looking to try and build on that success this week.
Yeah, I think he was 35 to 1, something like that, Wyndham Clark. No one could stop Scotty Scheffler, but Wyndham Clark did his part of the bargain and got us a place. That was good.
We keep saying he's Scotty Scheffler too short, and he keeps saying no, doesn't he? Because short prices that land are good prices, aren't they? But anyway, we move on to this week, DT. And it is the Reggie Perrin Cup. We'll get that joke out of the way. CJ was Reggie Perrin's boss in the old sitcom. And we didn't get where we are today, Dave Tindall, without knowing what the CJ Cup winner in 2024 is going to be, do we?
Well, you've only given it half its title. It's the CJ Cup Byron Nelson.
If you just give me a second.
Go on.
Bang. There it is. The CJ Cup Byron Nelson prices going across the bottom. Jordan Spieth 16 to 1, Siwoo Kim 18 to 1, Jason Day 22s. You got Benny Ann as 25 to 1, Alex Noren's 25s, Adam Scott's 25s, and the rest are bigger. And we come to you as late as possible. This week it's Thursday morning UK time. Where has it led the gargantuan golfing brain of David Tindall?
Right, there's a genuine theme this week, and I'm going to reveal it by way of a fridge magnet. So if you can pick that up, can you see that?
A little fella. Yes.
What's the flag?
It's
Come on.
It's not a flag. It's a round circle thing.
Come on. What's your terrible knowledge of flags?
DMZ.
No.
Is that the flag of Korea?
Yeah. Yes. Well done. Well done. South Korean flag. Yes.
I didn't think it was going to be North Korea.
Well, funnily enough, DMZ means demarcation zone, and this is a fridge magnet I bought on the border of North Korea when I went to Seoul last year. You can go there and you can actually look into North Korea, which I did. I thought
Kim Jong-un is a very good golfer, isn't he?
Very good golfer, yes. Yeah. So if he was playing this week, you'd pick him against Scotty Scheffler in a match bet, I'd say, although neither are playing.
You'd have to have markets how much under par is he going to be, like minus 30 or something like that, because he just burns up courses, isn't he, old Kim, when he plays?
Oh, he's a great golfer. Yeah, great golfer.
Anyway, what does that fridge magnet signify?
Well, it signifies that all the players I'm backing this week are from South Korea.
Okay.
And with good, it's not just some random thing I've come up with. This is a tournament which is weirdly dominated by South Koreans because they've won 3 of the last 4 editions, Sung Kang and KH Lee twice, and then they almost made it 4 out of 4 last year when Siwoo Kim was runner-up. Okay. And you kind of think, well, why? Well, one of the keys is this tournament is held in Dallas, and there's a big Korean contingent there, and lots of the Korean golfers, PGA Tour golfers, set up home there. So Sung Kang talked about, living 20 minutes away or something. So he had all the kind of being able to sleep in his own bed and that type of thing. But the other thing is the food. That they all sort of love the Korean food they put on at this tournament. And this week, it's had various names, this tournament, like the AT&T Byron Nelson. But this week, as you've put up there, it's the CJ Cup Byron Nelson. Now, I know you've done the CJ from Reggie Perrin joke. Do you know who the CJ group are?
No,
we probably wouldn't. It seems a bit sort of faceless and bland, but they are Korean. So the CJ group are Korean. So that it's adding to already this Korean flavour that we've got in this tournament. And so that means the dining area in the players' lounge this week, it's full of Korean food. Now, Michael Kim, he's American, but he's got Korean heritage, has even tweeted a picture saying they bought chefs from Korea to do all the dining this year. I think you call it Bibigo, Bye-Bye-Go, Bye-Bago, one of those. So they're doing all the food. And he's tweeted a few pictures of it. It does look absolutely gorgeous, but it just makes them all feel at home. So a lot of them do mention it, love the food and everything. So I think that's going to just sort of help that angle. So I'm basically going to flood my staking plan with Korean players because they've got this great background in this tournament, and kind of there's a sort of logic why they do have.
Who are we starting? Because I've told you before we press record. I've not told you who yet. I've had a bet
Korean,
this week.
is it?
He's not Korean. He's not Korean. No.
Okay, well, you do that bit. Yeah, okay. So, as I said, 3 of the last 4 winners here are Korean. Well, 2 of those were won by KH Lee, Kyung-hoon Lee. You might see him on some bookies list, but KH Lee.
There he is.
Generally knows there he is. So, yeah. I mean, he wasn't fancied or anything. He was quite a big outsider. It was a shock when he won, and an even bigger shock when he defended it, 21 and 22. So he said, he's had various comments down the years, but basically he likes the wider fairways on this course, TPC Craig Ranch. He says he feels comfortable off the tee, and he puts the greens really well. So Caitsley loves this venue, back-to-back wins here. It was pretty amazing. And he's got some really good form this year. 9th at the Valspar, 4th at the Cognizant, those 2 in Florida. And then last week, he teamed up with Michael Kim, who I just mentioned earlier, who tweeted the post about the Korean food. Teamed up with Michael Kim to finish 11th at the Zurich Classic Pairs event. So even if you're not having my food argument, Michael Kim also, he's a very good tweeter, Michael Kim. He always puts up loads of good info. He also said this. He said, KH Lee is such a good dude. He hits it super straight, and I didn't realise how good his short game was.
Who is this bloke? Such a good dude.
Come on, get down with the kids. And then Michael Kim says, I put him in some tough spots. This is at the Zurich Classic, and he bailed us out to tap in range multiple times. Great golfer, and even nicer guy. So Michael Kim, Michael Kim loves this dude, this KH Lee dude. So Michael Kim has basically played with him at the Zurich Classic. I mean, it's one of those events. I can't say I watched much of it or any of it, to be honest. And I can imagine Michael Kim and KH Lee weren't the centerpiece of the TV coverage. So it's good to get a bit of an inside track on how well KH Lee played there. And he sounds like he maybe not carried them, but he was perhaps the dominant partner of the 2. So KH Lee got all this stuff going for him, loves the course, 2-time winner here, playing well. So definitely back him on the outrights, for which he is about 40s.
He's best price 50 to 1, 8 places with Skybet.
Yeah, well, even better then. Yeah, that's good. And also backing for first round leader. When he won here those 2 times, he was second after the first round in 2022, and after a 64, and then he shot 65 the year before to be 7th after day 1. So when he has won here, he started fast, so it's worth backing him in that market. And I think he can get slightly bigger odds on him for first round leader, so that's all good.
I'm just going to try and find him on the first round leader prices.
Down a bit.
You can actually get him out to 66s on the first round leader.
Yeah. So well worth it. Well worth it. KH Lee.
So KH Lee goes on to the late tea time podcast betting slip. Is this a good time to tell you who my pick is?
Yeah, I'm intrigued. I can't keep the suspense going. Come on. Who is it?
It's a slightly emotional pick, I think. And it's one where it could go horribly wrong or it could go brilliantly right. But Mackenzie Hughes tweeted the other day that he'd lost his friend who had caddied for him. He's died. He says, Bill, I love you and will carry you with me always. Ends his tweet with that. And I think sometimes when somebody has that, it either kind of takes them off the boil altogether and moves them away from any kind of success, and he just disintegrates and disappears, or he's kind of like thinking, right, I'm going to go and do it for him. I'm going to go out there and I'm going to carry my friend with me, and I'm going to win this for him and pay tribute to him. We've seen quite a few people do that in the past. So Mackenzie Hughes, I've got him on my betting slip, 40 to 1 for Mackenzie Hughes to win it.
Yeah, I didn't know that. It's a big thing in golf. Anything that kind of mental aspect of it, where you somehow forget that you're swinging a club. You forget the technicalities. You're just sort of focused in on other stuff, puts things into perspective. There's numerous examples. I can remember when Ben Crenshaw won the Masters, his sort of tutor and mentor, Harvey Pennick, had just died. He broke down in tears on the final green. It's really a sad story about that, but I didn't know that about Mackenzie Hughes.
Remember when Jason Day won the that tournament on Mother's Day? And was going around with tears in his eyes almost down the 18th because of his mum. But there's kind of sometimes those things just galvanise thoughts, don't they, and take you to success. But
at the end of the day, you're hitting a little white ball around, so
Yeah. So that's why Mackenzie's on my betting slip, and wish him well. And his friend only died about a week ago, so quite raw. So we'll see how that affects him. It might be a complete negative, but.
No, well, we can cheer him on anyway, can't we, Mackenzie Hughes, for that? So, nice
anyway,
one.
Before we get back to DT then, and his final picks for the CJ Cup, thank you very much to switchwatersupplier.com for their continued support of the Late Tea Time podcast. If you don't know who they are, if you've got a business and you want to save money on your water bills, here's how you can do that.
All golfers want to stay away from the water. That splash as your round sinks beneath the surface is never a good sound. But golf courses rely on water to keep those fairways and greens lush. For that post-round shower or the clean glass at the 19th hole. Golf courses, indeed most businesses, spend way too much money on their water bills. Switch Water Supplier can cut your water costs and help your business save money. Register now at switchwatersupplier.com. They will do all the hard work and get your business the very best price for your water supply and claim money back if you've been overcharged. Switchwatersupplier.com. Switching made simple.
Switching made simple. Switchwatersupplier.com. Thank you for your support of the Late Tea Time podcast. CJ Cup then 2024. We've got two names. One that I've shoehorned in there, Mackenzie Hughes, and DT's gone for KH Lee so far. Who else are we going to be looking at this week, DT?
Yeah, so I'm basically just going to sort of hit you with a few of the Koreans. CJ, they're all the Korean golfers seem to be sponsored by the CJ group as well. We've seen that before. Just gives them an extra bit of focus.
This isn't fixed, is it?
Yeah, that'd be funny, wouldn't it? So some others to certainly look at, and when I say look at in the outrights, look at in first round leader, any market you want, really, top 5, top 10s. I'll just spin you through some of their credentials. So Siwoo Kim, he's very short in the betting. He was runner-up last year. I do like his chances this week. He was 30th at the Masters, 18th at the Heritage last time. Loads of good form this season. And as I said, runner-up in this event last year when he closed with a 63. I did see a couple of quotes from him saying he had last week off, which sort of really helped him. So he's ready to fire and go again. So certainly look at him. Another Korean, Sung Jae-im, who we've probably mentioned on this podcast several times. He's come back to form. He's slightly gone off the boil a bit, but last couple of weeks he was 12th at the Heritage, which was a good knock. And then he went back to Korea and he won the Woori Financial Group Championship. So always good to get a win under your belt. He talked about being a bit jet lagged when he got there, but he kind of was cheered on by the fans. But if you think he might be a bit burnt out, Sung Jae-im is one of these golfers who just plays every week. You can't stop him. So he's better, I think, when he's kind of got the engine running and he's in a good vein of form.
He's the chappie with a very deliberate swing. He didn't have a house for ages, did he? He was basically living out of hotels. And he finally bought a house about a year or 18 months ago, didn't he?
Yeah, good knowledge. So he'll love the food as well. We're sticking to this food argument. Byung-hun Ahn, Benny Ahn, another Korean. I was hoping he might put something on Twitter, but he seems to have stopped tweeting since the Masters, but never mind. What we can tell you is he was 14th on his only start here last year, which is good. And he was 16th at the Masters, which was his best at Augusta by quite a long way. He's got 3 top 10s this season, so look for him. Tom Kim, we've mentioned a lot on here, haven't we? Before, the Thomas the Tank Engine fan. He's finished 17th and 34th here, which is okay. I think he can improve on that. And he's come back to form again with 30th at the Masters, 18th at the Heritage last time. I think he's another Dallas resident, so he's got the local angle. And then Michael Kim, who I mentioned earlier that he was 11th with KH Lee at the Zurich, and he's the great tweeter. Put up those photos of all the Korean food that they'll be having this week. As well as that 11th at the Zurich, he was 14th at the Corrales Punta Cana before that. So he's come into some form as well. Yeah, he's not technically Korean, but as he says on his tweet, as an American, but with Korean heritage, I love the Korean food. So again, it's just feeding into that idea. Feeding food. I'm all about food this morning. I must need my breakfast.
Well, I quite like Korean food. Does that mean I've got a chance in this?
It means during this week you'll have a successful week. I think eat some Korean food this week, and you'll feel the vibes. Whatever you shall do, you shall be successful in. So
the CJ Cup, the Korean Cup, basically, we're calling it on the Late Tea Time podcast because we've got a few picks there, and we go back through them again. KH Lee, 50-1, 8 places with Sky Bet to be the winner of this thing. 66-1 you can get on him to be the first round leader. And then you got the likes of Siwoo Kim, Sunjae Im, Benny Arn, Tom Kim, Michael Kim, all ranging between about 18-1 and 30s to win the title and the CJ Cup. And don't forget my sentimental pick, Mackenzie Hughes, maybe playing for his mate. Might do him good, might do him bad, but I thought it was worth a little bit of a tickle on my own betting slip. So if you fancy joining me on that one, then please do. But anything else, DT, before we say goodbye this week?
No, I'm just going to visually represent my stakey plan again this week. There he is, little fella.
There he is, little fella. So that was basically bought from a. Is there a tourist shop on the border then?
There is on the South Korean side. There's like a sort of fun fair. There's a cable car ride that you can go over. It's a bit weird. It's almost like they're celebrating their sort of freedom a bit more. I don't know, but yeah.
Then on the North Korean side, it's just a wasteland, is it?
Well, there's like you can look in. I think you can see like a primary school and like something else. It's on a clear day, that is. But it's all very. If you're a tourist, you travel. It's about an hour north of Seoul, the DMZ. So demarcation.
Have you ever seen the Michaal Palin when he went to North Korea?
Yes, yeah.
It's a very peculiar kind of setup, isn't it? They all get the morning alarm clock and every kind of siren going and goes, and it to wake them all up at the same time. And very strange. But anyway, So if you're in North Korea, hope you have a very nice day. If you're in South Korea, have a very nice day. Wherever you are in the world, hopefully you have some good bets there for the CJ Cup. And DT, thank you very much indeed, as always, for your picks this week. I will see you again next week.
Cheers, James.
And thank you out there, Late Tea Time Podders, for watching. Hopefully you have a good week. Gamble responsibly. This has been a sports broadcast media production, and we'll see you again next time. Cheers, everybody.
Always gamble responsibly. Visit begambleaware.org for more information.